Hi, welcome to Real Learning Center. I'm going to start today a 4-video course on motion. Probably motion is the first place where we can start physics. Understanding a formal entry into physics is through motion. Why? Because what you see around the world everywhere, uh, the most important aspect that we want to understand in physics is moving bodies. We don't actually study anything else apart from moving bodies in physics. So what about things that don't move? Do we don't study them? Do we not study them? We will understand this after going through this particular video. Okay, the first video is about motion is relative. Okay, and we will have 3 more videos after this. Please watch them after this. So let's start with the first part on something called as motion is relative. Let's see what does it mean. Okay, so let's get into space for that. Okay, we will get into a very deep space. Okay, what is the meaning of deep space? So now you can see here we have a space astronaut. Okay, and you also have background Earth and stars and all that. This is not deep space. This is actually a space where you stand and see very just out of the Earth. Okay, so if you go a little farther, okay, then the Earth will disappear. Quite far you go, and you, let us say, go away from everything and not able to see anything. That's called actually deep space. And you don't see anything, it's just you're in space. Okay, let's take that scenario. Okay, the story goes like this. Now let's have something called as a thought experiment. This is the thought experiment. Okay, so let us say you are standing in such a free space. Okay, and you are actually wearing all the astronaut dress and standing in the free space like this, floating. You have your oxygen, everything. You're just floating in free space, and you're feeling quite lonely. Natural that you feel very lonely. Nobody is there around. So that time, suddenly you were seeing something from very far approaching. And when it comes nearby, you suddenly realize that it is your friend. And you try to basically talk to him, wave at him. But your friend keeps on moving and goes away. So you got very angry. What is this? I am in the middle of the deep space here, nobody there to talk to. Feeling lonely. And a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, came here and went away like that without even talking to me. How bad is that? So you get very angry and you pick up your phone and you start calling your friend. So let's assume that in the space the phone works. Okay, so you call up your friend and you start shouting at him. What is this? I'm standing here. You are coming from that far very fast, and you come near to me, but don't even stop and go away. What is this? Are you not a friend or what? Then the friend says something strange. He says, what are you talking about? I am actually standing in free space, lonely, okay, without anybody talking to me. And you are coming in from somewhere very fast, and you don't even stop and go away, not even talking to me. What is this? So you are perplexed. What is that? I am standing in free space, and he is coming, and he is telling me that he is standing in simply floating in free space, and you are coming very fast and going away. So who is telling the truth? What is the real truth here? Who is standing and who is moving? Ponder about this question. This is the beginning of understanding what is motion, what is movement. Think about it. So we'll come back and answer this question. Okay. in the end. But think about this question. So let us see. The next part we are talking about is what is meant by rest. We talked about motion till now. So what is meant by rest? Are we at rest? I'm just standing here, rest. And a lady sitting in a bench, sitting on a bench, taking rest. So we are all at rest, isn't it? So we think so. Okay. Till when we open the window, we see that we are actually in a train and we are moving. If we didn't see outside, we always thought we were at rest. See, we are actually not at all rest. We are moving. Isn't it? So the rest, when we say rest, is highly relative. In the sense that we should say we are at rest with respect to what? So here we clearly realized that though we thought we were at rest, we are really not at rest till we see outside. So I can now say, at least for sure, okay, there you can see that there is no, we are not closed anywhere, and she is sitting in a nice park on the chair. And can we now at least say that she is at rest now? Can we say? We can, until we give a slightly bigger view. We take a bigger view of this. What is the bigger view? So you actually see from very far. You are actually a part of a small place on the earth sitting in some park, and the whole earth is actually rotating. Okay, so you can clearly see that the earth is rotating and you are not at all at rest. What about the sun? If you are on the sun, let us say, is the sun stationary? Is it at rest? Sun. So is sun at rest? So if you actually again take a bigger picture of that and watch sun from even far, okay, let's say you keep going farther and farther and watch sun from there, okay, you can clearly see sun becoming a dot and moving inside a galaxy called as Milky Way. The whole galaxy with lots of millions of stars is rotating. All are moving. So, is galaxy at least the middle of the galaxy stationary? No. What we call all the galaxies are moving away from all the other galaxies. And the whole universe is expanding and moving and all. Everything is moving. So, we can say the rest is simply a relative term. Nothing is really at absolute rest. It's just a relative term. What does it mean? This mountain you can see, okay, is at rest. With respect to what? With respect to Earth's surface, it is at rest. But if you watch a little carefully, Earth itself is rotating. So, the mountain is moving with respect to center of the earth, though it is at rest with respect to surface of the earth. So, if something is at rest, it is with respect to something else, that's all. So, everything is always moving. So, let us take a scenario of, another scenario of trying to understand how not only rest but motion is also relative. When we say something is moving, it is with respect to something else. So let us take these two cars and watch them. Both the cars are actually moving at the same speed, you can see. Both cars are moving with respect to the tree, but they are at rest with respect to each other. What does it mean? If you are sitting in one car and you want to pass on a, a chocolate bar to the other car, you can easily pass on. You are at rest with respect to that. So, both cars are moving with respect to the tree, but they are at rest with respect to each other. So, motion is also relative, not just the rest. So, are you in motion or at rest? That is the question. Okay. The question, if somebody asks you like this, okay, we can clearly say that it is not a complete question. The complete question would be, are you in motion with respect to earth? Something like that. Are you in motion with respect to train, with respect to car? Something like that. So you have to use this word with respect to. Then only it becomes a complete question. Now it's a complete question. Are you in motion with respect to earth? So always use a frame of reference when talking about rest or motion. So you have to use a frame of reference when talking about rest. This is called frame of reference. What are you referring to? That you have to say. Hence, both rest and motion are highly relative words. Nobody is in absolute rest, and motion is also relative. Okay, when you think you are in motion, you may be in rest with respect to some frame of reference. Okay, so we covered the concept of motion is relative. So getting back to the original question that we started off this class is, you're standing in the space and you wanted to know who is telling the truth. Now, can you answer that question? Both of them are telling the truth. You and your friend, basically, you are both telling the truth. You know why? Because you don't have any reference. So you can see that I have taken you to deep space because of that. There is no reference. You can't see anything. You don't know whether you are moving or not. You think you are standing, and for him, you are moving. For you, he is moving. So, are you really moving? That is a moot question. Because everything is always moving. It is all just about with respect to what? In this case, since you have no other reference, you can clearly say that both are telling truth. Okay? Now, we will move forward and understand what is distance, displacement. These are the fundamental concepts of physics. So, we will do that in the next video. Thank you for watching.